Try it again. It's a hard bowing. It really is. Yes. When you go on the up bow, it is good to use a little bit of the collet feel when you are lifting the bow. So in other words, your fingers will not be just passively staying like this, but grabbing the stick at the end. On a down bow, I would not recommend to do this. The return of collet, no. I would not recommend to do this at all. So here on a down bow, you will go more with the forearm. On the way up, again, a little bit grab like in collet. Okay, one more time.
这里呢，教授提了一个问题，我们可以思考一下，他为什么上弓的时候，对吧？上弓的时候需要手指来辅助给力量，下弓为啥不需要了呢？对吧？为什么不需要了呢？我们可以考虑一下这个问题哈。我来说一下我的思考，大家呢，你可以暂停这个视频，你来自己思考一下哈。那我呢，给大家说说我的想法。首先呢，我们在上弓的时候，你可以想一想，我们在演奏弓子的时候哈，运弓的时候，你上弓和下弓，你动力一样吗？对吧？是不是天然的下弓更容易做一点，是吧？放力量也更容易这个得心应手一点，对吧？你上弓的时候呢，你总有一种爬山往上推的感觉，对不对？我们在爬山的时候，是不是上山难，下山容易，对不对？所以说你上山难嘛，难我就多推你一把，多给你一点辅助的动力，对吧？给你一点劲儿，让帮助你去上山，对吧？所以它还是为了一个力量的均衡。上的时候呢，你纯粹的运弓动作，我觉得不够，对吧？然后我再加一点手指帮助你，那它是不是有人在辅助推了它一把？这个上的时候的音色、音量，对吧？这个力度是不是和下弓更容易均衡匹配？那下弓为什么不需要了呢？下弓本来就很容易做，对吧？你下山容易嘛，所以就不需要再辅助再加你一把了。
Slow. Longer on the string though. Before you. Yeah, a little bit of this. It's grabbing with the fingers and also a little bit of the wrist. You're doing just the fingers without participation of the wrist.
这里面还提了一个额外的要求，那上面说要动手指，这里面又说了要动手腕，大家可以想想，那为什么手腕也要参加进来呢？其实就是为了增加它的震动啊，手指觉得不够，对吧？因为太生硬嘛，所以加点手腕。其实手腕带手指特别像我们走路的时候，你迈了小腿，你又迈了脚掌，脚掌呢也可能带动你脚趾头发力，它是一种大带小的动作。你看大关节带小关节，大关节带小关节，是不是会更自然一点？对吧？所以这个里面大家可以去思考一下，那为什么要你去加手掌？
That is point. So what we're looking for really is the more human movement of the wrist. It's a little bit like flicking movement here, okay? And then at the end of that, that's when fingers hold the bow. Can you try to do it like this rather than thinking that you just need to flex the fingers?
这里面呢，我们可以理解一下哈，我们在运弓增加辅助的时候，其实你可以不仅仅用手指辅助，你还可以用手掌带手指增加你琴弦的震动让你的弓毛在运动的时候，弓子在运动的时候，它不是一个纯粹的这个基础的运弓动作就是手臂动作，它其实会有一些细微的调整，这个是比较高级的。我们在入门的时候同学们可能做不出来哈，但是如果到了一定的阶段之后，你可以去尝试着去增加一些控制力手掌带手指这样的控制力。
Exactly. Yeah, and that's very nice sound. Correct. Do you hear the difference in the sound? I'm not sure if it is very obvious to the viewers to see the difference in the movement because it is actually hard to see, but the best thing is really sound because sound does change and you become freer.
这里面呢，为什么提出来说手指会偏硬，而用手掌就更自然一点呢？对吧？就刚刚我们说的嘛，前面说的，你用手掌带手指，这是大关节带小关节，就跟我们走路大腿带小腿，小腿带脚掌是一样的。大关节带小关节更自然一点。如果你只用脚趾头在走路，对吧？动作还是偏生硬的
Yeah, so that's the principle that we wanted here. All right, so that pretty much covers the, I think, main issues of articulation for us in here. When you have repeat pum, 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 in the upper octaves, I think there it's in forte, correct? We're in forte. So we don't need that flying staccato type of stroke at all. So we will just stay there with a regular spiccato. Another thing is, it's not exactly matching articulation, but it's a little suggestion or a variant that one can use in the figuration in bar 98. Okay, good. All right, I think we can stop in here. All right, so that spot, we have a combination of the bowing that you have when you are in concert with the piano, and also your descending, what she playing, tam, pam, 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 only, anyway, we're not going to be discussing this because we already did. The articulation is the same on the descending quarter note. Now in here, you're doing it like most people do it, and I think it's really good. So you're doing, so we have a dot there on the first of the triplet, and of course in fast tempo we cannot stop the bow, for instance. It's understandable. The one challenge comes at the end of the bar, at the end of the whole that line when you go into bar 100, which is, and then you have, so you have two options. You're using option to do it also on up bow, and it sounds a bit like that. So you're basically connecting, that. We don't want that, because this is not how the pianist will play it if they were to play it. And even for us, it's not in the phrase at all. So if you want to do these bowings, so you actually need to bite the beginning of G and slightly stop at the beginning, at the end of the B flat. Can you show me just the last two beats of the bar before? Slower. Exactly. So if you do this kind of articulation, that is fine. Now there is another possibility, actually two more possibilities here, using your bowings and then playing it on down bow and then retaking. So that probably won't work for you very well because you are already playing in the upper part of the bow. So it does work if one stays more in the middle, again a little bit above the middle, maybe but still here, because then the retake is not as long. Your retake would have been that. Probably not very comfortable for you. However, you may want to look at this. It depends on what is more comfortable, to stop the bow, da-da-pam, on up, or just to play down and down retake.
这里面呢，我给大家提两个问题，我们来一起来思考一下。第一个，为什么要把弓子抬起来，对吧？第二个，它为什么用中弓演奏？为什么在中弓附近呢？对吧？好，首先第一个哈，我的考虑和思考，它弓子抬起来，你想弓子抬起来会带来什么样的声音效果，对吧？弓子抬起来，那前面那个音抬起来之后，它是不是会有个自然衰减？第二个，它抬起来是不是更容易把力量放在下一个音上面？下一个音的加重和强奏是不是会更加的容易做出来？那个声音效果会更明显一点，对吧？你打拳出去一拳，你得回撤啊，回撤这个动作，对吧？会方便你下一次再出拳啊。好，那第二个呢，它为什么要在中弓区域演奏呢？它这个是个弓段设计的问题。那弓子呢，在中弓演奏，它下面的随后的音符，它更容易来调整到需要的弓段。这个是我们在练琴的时候特别要去思考的点。你这个地方的弓段设计，用在哪儿，用在哪个位置是会更合适？多长的弓段对你后面的音符的演奏是不是有帮助？
Now there's a third version, which is to start the whole thing upside down and play it up bow. Okay, at the end of that line, then you have, and then there absolutely no retake, nothing to do, it just comes that way. But that then requires to relearn the whole thing upside down, basically. That also can work.
这里面呢，他把开头那个音呢，本来是下弓的，拉成了上弓。那往后推到这个位置，它正好是他需要的这个上下弓的这个处理的方式哈。他做了一个弓法的，就上下弓的一个颠倒。
I myself played the second variant that you just did, the down. Worked the best for me, but I know that this can be also very successful. Okay, so I think for today we are going to stop here.
今天的分享学习我们就学到这儿，那希望对大家有帮助，也欢迎您点赞、评论和分享给身边学琴的朋友。